Sam here, and today we're going to be talking the latest LEGO Star Wars leaks and building an unreleased LEGO Star Wars set that was commissioned by a millionaire. Also, if you want to win a free copy of the Dungeons & Dragons Red Dragon's Tale or the Medieval Town Square, then stick with me for the full entry details. So as many of you will know, this year has been the 25th anniversary of Episode 1 The Phantom Menace, and also the whole LEGO Star Wars theme itself. And it's been a great run of sets this year, but one thing I really felt LEGO missed the mark on was Episode 1 The Phantom Menace. We technically had a couple of sets like the Sith Infiltrator and the buildable droidica, but actually the only official Episode 1 sets that had the 25th anniversary Phantom Menace logo on were the Battle Droid Troop Carrier and the AAT Polybag. And of course, it is the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith next year in 2025, and in my last video I shared that we are only going to be seeing 1 or 2 sets for this pretty iconic prequel's anniversary. You can go check out that video for a full breakdown of the 2025 leaks, but we do actually also have one new LEGO Star Wars set leak which I forgot to mention in my last update, and that is for the buildable chopper set that we'll be releasing in March 2025. It's going to be in the same scale as the recent R2-D2 and C3PO builds, and we'll have some play features like a wobble function and folding out arms, and maybe LEGO will even include another Dave Filoni cowboy hat, along with the already confirmed January releases like Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor, which includes a new Anakin Skywalker minifigure, and also the Arc 170, which should include 3 or 4 new clone troopers, and maybe even a mystery Jedi if we are very lucky. Kit Fisto or Plo Koon would be the most likely candidates, but this is just speculation at this stage. As for later on in 2025, I have been asking for an Episode 3 Mustafar diorama for almost a year now, and I'd also be happy with a Senate arrest, along with some updated Kashyyyk playsets. But we are only going to be seeing 1 or 2 sets, which really does not leave much room for capturing all of those iconic Episode 3 moments. LEGO failing to design the sets that we want to see is exactly why I got into mock building. And some of you will have already seen my Coruscant Jedi Council diorama, which is built to fit the exact specifications of the current LEGO Star Wars diorama lineup, but also my Lord of the Rings designs with Amon Hen and the Death of Boromir, which the instructions are actually now fully available for at the rebrickable link down in the description. I also recently completed the Mines of Moria and the Doors of Durin, which captures the Fellowship of the Ring as the Watcher in the Water attacks, and I'm now working on a couple of other designs, from an Osgiliath diorama capturing Faramir and his Rangers' final defense to a giant Game of Thrones dragon battle. Now if you make sure to go and follow me over on Instagram at jedi.sam.bricks, then you'll actually get exclusive access and previews to these mock designs and also the latest LEGO leaks and news, because today we're actually going to be taking a look at my LEGO Star Wars Anakin's Workshop on Tattooine mock, which I built for the 25th anniversary of The Phantom Menace as the perfect gift with purchase set. I designed it off these exact images from Episode 1, but before we get to building it, LEGO has been getting really quite expensive lately, which is why today's sponsor, The Brick News, offers monthly giveaways and build competitions for these giant adult collector sets. And for the rest of August, they're giving away both the Dungeons & Dragons Red Dragon Castle and the LEGO Icons Medieval Town Square. The best part is that entry is international, but also that it costs just $3 to enter, the same price as a cup of coffee, and it's all run completely fairly, with the entry limited to 1 per person, meaning that you have an equal chance of winning. You can enter for yourself down at the links in the description, but signing up really helps to support me to continue making LEGO content. And so as you can imagine, I was very proud when this design was selected to be one of 3 designs commissioned by a millionaire to be displayed at their head offices and kind of museum design space in Germany. And so this of course meant that it was time to order all of the parts and minifigures, and this ended up costing around £150 with some quite specialist parts and also some custom minifigures needed. But once all of those parts had arrived, I let Bricklass know I was getting started, and then also discussed things a little bit with my fellow builders, Noah from over at H2 Brick and Kyle from Janin Bricks. So after letting Bricklass know I was getting started, I opened up all of the parts, including some cool chrome and printed pieces, before assembling the base plate and the main frame of the build. And after I had the foundations down, I worked on the snot floor section, which allows a really nice greebling effect by using 2x2 bricks with studs on the side to create a flat floor. And this is a really great trick for getting around exposed studs and large open floor areas. After the floor, I moved on to the workshop area, laying the workshop table, which includes some nice 1x2 chrome shiny tiles. And after adding the kitchen extension area to the build, I was running running into some small issues with the design inside LEGO Studio where I built the model, with a few parts that were not aligned or were too big or small. So I went back into it and modified some of the structure to make it stronger, and then added the balcony and the upper door section, which used another cool snot technique to create a working door mechanism. To do this, I built the frame 3 studs wide with the central door sliding along a flat tile, and once I got it working smoothly, the main build was mostly complete. It was just time to add the finishing touches and the final details. And after adding tables and chairs to the kitchen, things were ready for a home-cooked Shmi Skywalker special. But the workshop did need a little bit of work to bring it to life, so after adding some tools like a wrench, also a drill and a screwdriver, all things that I felt Anakin would need while he was working on finishing off C3PO, I then also added some printed parts, but I still needed to add the lights, test out my vintage childhood C3PO, and then add the sacred chrome tube piece. And then I caught Darth Revan trying to have dinner with Bastila Shan, kicked them out before adding in the first minifigures with Padme and Qui-Gon Jinn. Although I prefer purist LEGO minifigures, I really wanted a chrome gold C3PO to add a more metallic colour to the scene, and this custom version was perfect. He clips onto a stud on the workshop to allow Anakin to completely finish building him. Next up, I added Watto, but actually where Watto is standing will be a custom Shmi Skywalker when this goes on display. One of the few episode 1 characters that LEGO has never made an official version of. And finally, although I'm ashamed to say this, I don't own a young Anakin minifigure, and so I had to include my Jedi Brick's signature minifigure in his place. I like to design detailed and lifelike smaller dioramas as opposed to huge mock designs, so it was important you could have fun setting scenes up with this, and so Qui-Gon Jinn began tucking in some fried Darth Maul while sipping on some green Jedi wine, and as you can see, he is very pleased with this situation. So obviously I wanted to get more footage of this, but I needed to ship it out for the deadline, which means I'm going to have to wait for part 2 in order to do that. But we'll get to see the other 2 fantastic builds that are being submitted for this project, and also finally see everything go in and on display in the design space. There is one main thing that I would have changed about this design, and that's turning the kitchen into Anakin's bedroom, so it would have fit perfectly with the layout in this footage, but I did want to be able to capture the dinner sequence too, where Qui-Gon shows Jar Jar's Jedi reflexes, and we get all of the characters together. So moving on quickly, I have recently been experimenting a little bit with custom LEGO sets. Everyone's always said don't go near them, don't touch them, but I want to give a massive shout out to Fantasy, who you might have seen over on Ryan at M&R's channel. They recently sent me their officially licensed 221B Baker Street modular building set, which is based off the novels and the movies of Sherlock Holmes. The build quality and the actual process has been really satisfying. There's no stickers involved, everything is printed, and apart from the minifigures, which are a little bit cartoonish, everything is actually higher quality than you find when unboxing, building, and enjoying a LEGO set. And I highly recommend that you go and check out their full ranges, which include things like Astro Boy, more modular buildings, and even Steampunk City. Anyways, let me know what you think of Anakin's heart down in the comments, and what LEGO Star Wars or fantasy themed mocks you want to see me do in the future. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for all things LEGO, but I'll see you guys on the next video.